8. Smokers should be encouraged to use e-cigarettes to help them quit. This according to the Royal College of Physicians.
Yes, a report out today says the devices pose significantly less harm to users than tobacco. It also claims that concerns e-cigarettes could lead to non-smokers becoming addicted are unfounded. Dr Nick Hopkinson from the Royal College of Physicians Tobacco Advisory Group in our London newsroom for us this morning. Very good morning to you. Thank you for your time this morning. Good morning. Could you give us the top line on what you've discovered?
Well, the report reviews the evidence so far about harm reduction. The background is that there are about 9 million people in the UK who smoke. About 100,000 people die every year as a consequence of smoking. And the reason that people smoke is because of addiction to nicotine. But the reason that people become unwell is because of the toxins, the tar in tobacco smoke. So if we can deliver nicotine to people in a way that doesn't expose them to those toxic chemicals, then that will be good for their health. And if everybody who was smoking switched across completely to vaping using e-cigarettes, that would be a huge, huge health benefit.
So that is clear and manifest, is it? The health benefits are enormous, making the change.
Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt that the relative risk compared to smoking is much, much smaller. I mean, it's certainly no more than 5% of the risk, and certainly for short-term use, so for people who are using an e-cigarette to help them to quit smoking, then the risks are very minimal.
Now, since e-cigarettes first began, there have been people saying it's a gateway, that if you start doing that, or if more people see people using the e-cigarettes, then they will go on to smoke real cigarettes. Did you look at that?
Well, I think that's an understandable concern, but the evidence doesn't really support that. So there are about 2.6 million e-cigarette users in the UK, and those are almost exclusively people who are smokers who are trying to quit, or people who have quit. So about a third of those users are now ex-smokers. There is evidence that young people who are trying these tend also to be experimenting with tobacco. So it may well be that e-cigarettes are actually a gateway out of smoking rather than into it, and that's probably the best way to think about them.
So have you found evidence of people who first start smoking e-cigarettes?
There doesn't seem to be evidence that they are a gateway, that people start on e-cigarettes and then go over to smoking, no.
And in terms of what government should be doing in terms of encouraging e-cigarettes, what advice are you giving in that regard?
Well, I think the important things are to make sure that the devices that are available are so well made, are safe, that they're delivering nicotine effectively, and they're not delivering any materials that are harmful, and that their use is not discouraged. And I mean, the best way to quit still for people who are finding it difficult is to engage with smoking cessation services. So it's very important that those are properly funded, and we're very concerned about cuts to smoking cessation services and to public health more generally. But when people are engaging with smoking cessation services, as well as conventional nicotine replacement therapy and other medications, people who choose to use e-cigarettes should be encouraged to do that and supported to quit that way.
And given what you're saying, are we at a point when they should be available on the NHS?
Well, they are becoming available as medicines, so that's certainly a question as to whether they're prescribed or not that we'll need to continue to look at. But I can see that that's likely to be the case.
Dr Nick Hopkinson from the Royal College of Physicians, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.
18 minutes to 8, you're watching Breakfast from BBC News. Let's bring you up to date.